Hi, this video was supposed to go up 4 hours ago, again, at the time of filming this. I just barely got time to film, so I better start yelling and I better do it fast. What's the first thing that you think of when you hear Elite 2.0? I mean, you got some pretty good ideas that were implemented in a really good way and are pretty subjective in terms of whether or not they're actually good blasters or not. Crimes against humanity, cheap plastics, cheaper internals. What about one of the most confusingly useless blasters ever released by the company named Hasbro, to where it's so pointless, so freaking pointless, that no one remembers it, no one reviewed it, no one paid attention to it, because no one ever cared. I was probably the only person who actually still remembers that the Elite 2.0 Ranger exists, and that's only because right after I forgot about it, I found it at the thrift store. And that's how I have it, because there is no way in God's green earth I would pay $20 for this. So let's get into it. So the Ranger is a 2021 release out of Hasbro in the Elite 2.0 series, and is by far the most forgettable blaster I've ever seen out of the company. Seriously, weird, confusing Jolt reskins that they've made over the last 10 years have gotten more attention than this thing. Pretty much every blaster, all the way down to like stuff like the Ultra 3, got more attention than this. This, no one remembers. No one! Why is that? Well, let's start with the design and try and figure that out. And the design is absolutely fantastic and is one of the few things that is like super unbelievably good about this blaster in pretty much every way. The Ranger has a vibe, and it is a really nice one. The way that the barrels all align with these tubes is just amazing. Like, you've got more barrels and more tubes, they all work together. One says Ranger, one says Elite 2.0. They all have this like ratcheting pattern on it. All the little details, they just blend together. Like, it looks like a generic Elite 2.0 blaster, but it looks fantastic. Like, everything about this blaster is so freaking cool. I don't blame people for getting this just because of the appearance. And why do you think I bought it? It looks amazing because it's completely useless. Let's talk about the ergonomics. This blaster features a main grip and a pump handle, as well as a stock attachment point, but there are no stocks included, so I'm not going to be addressing any of them except for one. This feels way too good. So now that's out of the way. The main grip here is really comfortable. It's very swept back, very similar to like the Warden's grip, but not as swept back as that because there's a stock attachment point on there. But it's really nice. It's got really well designed finger choils that just make it a dream to hold in your hand. And same goes for the pump handle. It doesn't look very big, but it is. It gives you plenty of surface area around the sides that make up for the small surface area on the bottom. It's even got a backstop to it, so you can just like use it without even holding on to it, making it an unbelievably super comfortable Springer to hold on to that I would honestly argue is more comfortable than the Alpha Trooper. Yeah, I said it. So how does it work? There are 5 barrels at the front that you front load darts into. Oh, that's not so bad. I mean, it's a shotgun, right? But wait, what about the 5th barrel? If it's a shotgun, how does it fire 5 in a row? It's got slam fire, too. Can you believe that they actually sold this? It's the same thing as all the other 4-shot Smart AR blasters. This one is bigger. It's the size of a rough cut, but bigger than a rough cut. And it costs $20. And the only 2 redeeming features it has that make it any different from those blasters are 1, slam fire, and 2, the 5th barrel. This is literally the Elite 2.0 Tetrad, a blaster that I reviewed years ago on this channel. One of the few reviews that has actually surpassed like 2,000 views, I think. It has something like 4,000 for some stupid reason. I don't know why people like watching that so much. But the Tetrad is the exact same thing as this, but it was $10 cheaper, coming in at $10 a pop, and it only had 1 less dart, and it didn't have slam fire. And people just bought the Tetrad instead, because this right here is basically a primary class blaster in the Elite 2.0 series. It's kind of too big to be a secondary, even though you really could call it a secondary. It's got a stock attachment point. It has a proper mechanism with slam fire. This is something that you would be expected to use as like a slung secondary, or even Hasbro might be expecting you to use it as a primary. This is literally the modern version of the Battle Scout. I mean, if we bring it up next to the Battle Scout, it's like the same size as the Battle Scout. Both are pump action. The Battle Scout is clip fed, while this one is Smart AR. I mean, what's the difference? Here's the problem. The Battle Scout, 1 has mod potential, 2 is a barrel attachment lug, 3 cost like the same price as this, and 4, you actually might want to use it, because while the clip mechanism is weird, you can 3D print custom clips for it, and you can make way longer clips than the 10-dart one that is included with the blaster. You can do whatever the hell you want with the Battle Scout, honestly. While this just exists, because Hasbro said, you know what should exist? This. Why? I don't know, make it exist, or you're fired. The prime smoothness is really smooth. The trigger pull feels like absolute garbage. It feels like you're smashing plastic into plastic with no form of brakes at all. And, let's see it fire. It's too late at night to use the Apple Vision because it won't track at this kind of lighting. So, what mod potential does it have? I have no answers for you guys. This is a blaster that just confuses me beyond any form of reason. I don't understand why this was released. I don't even know if you can still buy it. I'm pretty sure this was only on shelves for like 6 months or so because nobody wanted it. I never saw it at Target for more than like a few months, and then it was gone and I never saw it again. And the next time I found it, it was at the thrift store, which is how I ended up with this one. I can't even hold on to the damn thing. My stockade is trying to go flying off the wall. My mag strike fell over. And it just, like, why? Why? Why does everything have to be so pointless? This is freaking pointless. Like, seriously, I have made fun of a lot of Hasbro's decisions over the last year or two for being pointless. This one is pointless. This one is, like, completely and utterly pointless. You could have made an argument for the Tetrad because it was small, only $10, and was available pretty much everywhere. Dollar General, Walmart, Target, Costco, everywhere you could get the Tetrad for super cheap. This, I only ever saw at Target. It was $20. It's bigger than the Tetrad, and the only thing that it has of value is 1 extra dart, a stock attachment point, and slam fire. Is that worth 10 extra dollars? I didn't think so. Now, I might be mistaken, this might have been 15, but even still, just get a Tetrad, or even better yet, don't get any of them. Actually get something like a rough cut, or save up and get a sledge fire, or some other kind of like hip style shooting like this slung secondary style blaster to use as a proper slung secondary. Stop wasting your money on stupid crap like this. For God's sake. It just drives me up a wall that I have to make this video. Like 80% of this video is just me being mad because of how dumb this is, because I have nothing to work with. The only value and substance that I have to talk about is the design and the ergonomics and the way that it feels to use, because the actual blaster and the function and mechanism here doesn't need to exist, and I've reviewed this so many times already. Every 4-shot Smart AR blaster, you're looking at it. 1 more dart, slam fire. Because that's all it has to say. I keep repeating myself because that's all I have to offer. I don't even know if there's anywhere that you can buy this. If there's a purchase link in the description, I will link it, I guess. I still haven't figured out what I want to sell next, so no eBay listings. But yeah, please don't buy stuff like this. Please stop buying stuff like this. Guys, Hasbro is releasing 7 different versions of the Ward. They have the original Ward, and there's 7 different versions right now. I don't know how to feel about that.